the recognized symbol of excellence in collecting podcasts.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Mighty Champions Action Figure Radio. This is a show where we talk about action figures, toys, collectibles, and all that sort of thing. So if that's what you're into, sit back, relax, because we're about to unbox 1 or 2 hours of top shelf, front row toy talk. My name is Self-Healing Wounds John Sargent.
Pretty good, although when I walked in, you were pretty stiff, so slow healing. Yeah, my name.
I'm less, X-Men Origins, more Logan.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. My name is Christian McGann with Optic Blast.
Oh.
The Toy Biz Disciple, a.k.a. the 250-pound prodigy. Thank you for coming to the show today, folks.
We're happy to have you. This is going to be a loaded episode. We are going to count down our Green Lantern characters and the figures that go with them. If you've been with the show for a while, you know how we do these countdowns. We're also going to do what we're calling definitive version draw. I've got some characters, you don't know what they are. You've got some characters, I don't know what they are.
Correct.
And you got to pick what is the one to rule them all. You guys can follow along with the show on Instagram at Mighty Champions. We are hot and heavy over there posting our collections. We want to share them with you guys. We're doing toy hunts. You guys can share your collections with us. You can ask us questions over there. All the fun goes down at Mighty Champions, so make sure you're following there. All the episode announcements, all that good stuff. You can subscribe to the show wherever you're hearing the sound of our voice. And while you're there, it would be amazing if you could leave us a review, because that is the only way to support the show. That's how we grow, and we want to go intergalactic. And I know what you're thinking. I love this show, and I want it to be mine, and I don't want to share it with anybody, because if I share it with anybody by reviewing, it's going to get too big. They're going to get picked up by a major company like Spotify. They're going to get rich. Their attitudes are going to change. It's going to be like Wayne's World. And if that's your fear, yes, that is what will happen, and that's what we want to happen. So please leave us a review.
Thank you.
How you been, man?
Oh, yeah, pretty good. I feel like this week definitely went by.
Doesn't sound like it.
I mean, it's just, I feel like it's been the most amount of hustle in my life right now. So, a lot of baseball, a lot of toys, toy talk, a lot of writing, a lot of, regular work, which is training people at the gym. And it's just like a nonstop sort of, what we call mode switching. So, I think right now I'm getting that kind of taste in my mouth where I'm like, something starts to taste a little burnt out. But, so I'm trying to recognize when to chill, when not to chill. It's very hard to do. I still haven't really reached that point. But hopefully I will get there. Today, I did meet up, however, with ATX Toy Exchange.
You did?
Yeah. So,
trying to make that happen for a couple weeks.
Yeah. Today, met up, picked up a Series 3 2002 Toy Biz Marvel Legends Thor.
Hell yeah, dude. Was it in the box?
Yes, the box was already open. That's why I got it for $20.
Oh,
but
dude.
I don't care about that
because
obviously
it's mint as though it was in box.
Yeah, you would never even know.
But for you, that's ideal.
That's perfect.
Because then you know it's unplayed with, because you're going to rip it open anyway.
Exactly. So pretty fired up on that. He has a couple other items that I probably will end up going for. But
wait, dude, where'd you meet him at?
We met at the Lakeline Target.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this morning at 9:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
nice.
it was just like a quick little passing
drug deal.
Drug deal. Yeah, it was funny. I did think about something because I got home at the apartment and we have a lot of hallways. The walk is very long from my parking garage to...
It's an absolute labyrinth to get from the parking garage to your house.
Yes, exactly. And walking through that, holding an action figure is it's a test to show.
Were you expecting a gang of banditos to jump out of the shadows?
No, more of just like I'm walking with an action figure and it's like in the open. Yeah. It's not in a bag. It's just I'm walking with a toy.
So I do it all the time. all the time. I got to walk in with an action figure in my hand. And I'm like, say something.
But it's funny because I feel like I see the same people a lot in my apartment complex, and it's like some of them I know, some of them it's just kind of like we don't really register. A lot of the times I'm just carrying like a gallon of water or something like that. So it's like the assumptions they may build is like, oh, this guy's on his way to the gym or whatever, because that's likely the truth. One, because I work there, or two, it's like I'm going to go hit or work out, whatever. But then like randomly I'm just walking with an action figure. So I'm thinking to myself, this is the ultimate test. Am I ashamed of this? Do I feel like could I talk about this in any environment? I've been slow dripping it into my baseball team, just being like, "Hi guys, I collect toys." So far, no rejection or anything like that. But I just did think about that today. I didn't actually see anybody while I was walking with the toy, but I was like, I kind of flipped it around for a second, and I was like, "Whoa." That was just like a natural response to being like, yeah, I'm just walking through with an action figure here. But I don't know, man. I
can't have any shame in your game.
No shame in my game. But that's it on my plate.
All right, yeah, I had a pretty interesting week. It was a really good week at martial arts. Tons of striking, tons of grappling. As we touched on, my body is ravaged. Yeah. Between lifting, conditioning, martial arts. Worked out with my girlfriend yesterday, which was super fun. We did my full body lift, and then I have a conditioning finisher that I'm doing to keep myself ready for a surprise test I have coming up. Pretty cool. We have a professional athlete at the gym who has, he was a professional athlete for like 12 years at the highest level imaginable without, giving up who he is. And he saw what I was doing and came over and was like, dude, that's impressive. And I was like, I'm never going to get over how cool that feels.
You're like, just both of us, athletes,
Yes, I felt seen, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
As far as toys go this week, crazy week. Like, crazy from I'm a crazy person perspective. Like, I'm going to tell you the story, and some of the listeners are going to totally agree with me, and a lot of the listeners are going to be like, what's wrong with you? Well, first of all, I got some birthday money from my dad, and I got some birthday money from my girlfriend's mom. My dad, I used it to pay for a kickboxing camp and buy some giant bookshelves that are going to arrive in a couple of days, and I'll document on Instagram. The sports sections are coming down. Been talking about it for, I don't know, feels like a year.
Your Lakers and 49ers.
Lakers and 49ers sections are coming down, and they're going to be replaced by Billy bookshelves, which are, common. People tend to know what that is. They're very big, lots of shelf space.
Yeah, that's what I have, yeah. It's
going to open up the game for me, right? Because as we've talked about, my biggest struggle is space.
Yeah.
That's a lot of added space. Like a lot of added space. So I got white ones so that it'll like kind of lighten up the room a little bit. And also when we do some color change kind of stuff going on, it'll give it a good look and it'll pop.
But that actually makes sense being like right here. Yeah. It kind of fits perfect.
It'll face the door too.
Yeah.
It'll be really nice. The part that was like, what's wrong with you, bro? Is her mom gave me a $100 gift card, American Express gift card specifically. And of course, I immediately go, I'm going to buy action figures with that. You know what I mean? I'm getting the shelves. I need stuff to go on the shelves. So open up Google Drive, go through my list, and I'm like, I'd rather get that in person. I'd rather get that in person. I'd rather get that in person. I went through all of it, and I was like, man, since we did that episode about it, I've kind of decided most of the stuff that I collect, I would far rather do it in person at a toy show, at a toy store, than I would on eBay. I'm willing to do it on eBay, but the combination of gift card and eBay just made it feel too hollow.
Yeah.
Like there's no chase or catch. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me do something else with it. I was like, I could do some martial arts gear. I need some new headgear. Nah, that feels like socks. That feels like Christmas socks.
Yep.
All right, 49er season's coming up. Let me get some 49ers stuff. So I go on the NFL shop, and I'm just not doing the math to compute stuff I'm excited about that is plus or minus $20 of 100, right? Well, minus, because if you go over, you can't split the payment. You can't do the gift card pays for the 100 and then you pay for the rest, which I would have gladly done, but you can't do that. So I just, like, for 3 days, dude, I kept putting stuff in the cart and taking stuff out of the cart, put stuff in the cart, taking stuff out of the cart. I spent like an hour yesterday going, okay, I'm just not fired up about this. Let me just do something on eBay. Oh, I've got it. I'll do 49ers gear on eBay. Find a Christian McCaffrey jersey that I'm in love with for way less than it is on the official shop. I don't even care if it's a knockoff. It looked close enough. Go to pay for it. eBay doesn't accept American Express. I'm like livid.
Yeah.
And one of the people we work with is like, you realize what first world problems this is, right? I'm like, at this point, I just want the gift card to go away because it's driving me nuts. Like, I'm not even enjoying this process, right? So then eBay's like, put the $100 on your Venmo or your PayPal, then you can use it. Couldn't figure out how to do that. Neither one of them really seemed to accept it, or I was like, I don't think that's a thing. So I just said, F it. I went to Homage and just bought 3 t-shirts. I just got a Batman, a Spider-Man, and a 49er t-shirt, which, cool, but I'm not like...
You should have just saved it, man.
So then I'm telling Danielle about this. She goes, you could have just given me the gift card and I would have paid for whatever you wanted. And I was like, well, that information would have been useful yesterday.
I'm telling you, man, episodic. It's just like, that was your episode.
Yeah.
Trying to spend $100, and at the end, you always learn.
The one where John can't spend $100. Yeah, it is.
Then you learn a lesson at the end.
I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
I did not.
Curses foiled again.
I'm going to spin out next time,
I feel like if you just you know what would have been sweeter? If you just kept it in your wallet. And then one faithful day we go to Dallas Vintage Toys, and then you remember, dude, I have that $100 gift card, and then it just brightens your day. And
I tell you what, man, I wish I was that guy.
Yeah, I could have held on to it.
My biggest fear every minute of every day is that there's an important detail that's going to fade into the background and I'm going to forget about it. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing that's going to end up sending me to jail. They're going to be like, did you not pay that thing? Or did you not file that form? Or did you not remember that gift card from 10 years ago? And I'm going to be like, what are you talking about? And they're going to be like, compounding interest. You now have to do 6 years in county. Like, that's my all day, every day, like, mental challenge that I face.
Yeah. It's like the episode where Jerry's grandma sends him like checks every year or whatever, and he cashes them.
Yeah.
She's on a very fixed income. Uncle Leo.
But yeah, that was. I didn't really acquire any toys this week, but I did rearrange some of my displays and did a bunch of stuff for Instagram. Now I'm in preparation mode. It's deciding what's going to go from where it's at into those new shelves.
Yeah.
How is that all going to like lay out? What new collections does this mean?
It's crazy.
Which. I'm afraid of that potential, honestly, the money that it will cost when I realize how much space I have created.
Oh man, it's at least 100 new figures.
Oh, that's probably
per side.
Yeah, it's
per
probably
case.
I bet it's closer to like 300.
Yeah. Because
you have the tops.
The very top.
All of the shelf space, right? Mm-hmm. Times 2.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. It's going to look killer, too.
Beautiful. Can't wait.
All right, let's get into some Green Lanterns.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape his sight. Hal Jordan is Green Lantern. And in 2011, all his adventures will be in one place. Cartoon Network is proud to present an all-new original series. Green Lantern, the animated series. Go Green. Coming to Cartoon Network.
If you've been listening to the show for a while, or if you've gone back and listened, the way that we do these countdowns is our personal taste. They're totally subjective. So it's about the countdown is our preferred, and then as we're doing that, we're going to also tell you which figure suits that thing. Right? Am I making sense?
Correct.
Am I speaking English?
Yes.
So what we've got here is our personal top 10 Green Lantern characters. What's your relationship with Green Lantern? Where'd you come into it?
Jon Stewart, Justice League Unlimited.
Same. My introduction to... I thought for a very long time that there was one Green Lantern and that it was Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
Until whenever Fat Man on Batman started. Whenever Kevin Smith started that, and he talked about Jeff Johns' rebirth.
Yeah.
And so I sought that out, and it wasn't until then that I found out that Hal Jordan existed.
Whoa.
I was in my 20s.
Yeah, it's like I always knew about Green Lantern. It just was always floating around. And then it wasn't until way later that I put two and two together that it was like, oh, wait, yeah, they only ever had Jon Stewart because Hal had been dead because of the Crisis on Infinite Earths or whatever.
And are you excited about Lanterns?
Man, I don't even know. I don't know. I mean, like, I think it'll be good because I like Tom King, and I don't know. Like, I could go either way with Damon Lindelof or whatever his name is. I think he has like, you know, the right idea. I feel like a serious tone. And to be honest, man, like, I started writing a Green Lantern procedural like years and years ago. So whenever they announced it, I just was mad that they were trying to steal my idea.
So stole your thing.
But from what it looks like, I think it'll be good. I just feel like whenever you do something and then you get backlash and it's like, well, if you just did it the way that people want, you wouldn't have had the backlash. You wouldn't have to come out on podcasts, like multiple of your showrunners on podcasts and try to defend your stance or, what it's like, dude, if you just did it right, like you don't even have to turn the knob that much. You just make the suit a little bit more green. You know what I'm saying? Are
you gonna be sat down when it debuts?
Probably, yeah. I think this is one because, like, again, I still haven't watched Spider-Man. Still haven't watched, like, I didn't finish Daredevil, whatever. So it was like a lot of those things just don't feel. I haven't started X-Men '97. Like, I believe that's good, but it's just something about whatever that is just not pulling me in, and I want to be moved by it. I want to be changed by it. And hopefully Lanterns is going to be something like that. I felt like when I watched, I didn't really watch all the trailers. I think one actual trailer was released. I did see like there's
a newer one that just came out. A lot of green.
Yeah.
A lot of green in that newer one.
Well, like the interaction, the conversation between Hal Jordan and Sinestro, I was like, that's kind of cool. I kind of like the way they made Sinestro look where he's like, he's not so, like, doesn't have the massive, like, 6 head.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like an older dude who's pink.
Like a person that's pink,
Yeah. So, we'll see what happens.
I'm kind of similar in the sense that, like, I'm a big Green Lantern fan in general. Like, love of the whole entire Brightest Day saga is, like, I think the best thing ever written in comic books. Mm-hmm. That's my comic book Bible.
Wow.
Like, I just love how layered and intricate it is and, like, how simple it is in the sense that it's basically just color factions.
Yeah.
But the interwoven small details and, like, Rebirth is one of the best things ever, and the whole thing, I love the Green Lantern overarching story.
Yeah.
Not that excited about Lanterns. I don't like that it's gridded in reality. I'm fucking tired of it's gritty and it's based in reality in comic book stuff. There's a happy medium somewhere, and it totally depends on the property. The Punisher, based in reality and gritty. Green Lantern is space cops.
Yeah.
Like, come on. So my plan is sit back, wait for the reviews. If people go, you cannot miss this, then I will watch it. If they're going, yeah, it's solid, which is the word that gets thrown around for most stuff nowadays. Mm-hmm. I don't have time for solid. Yeah, not in TV shows. I'll watch a solid movie. I'm not watching a solid TV show.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, like, I actually prefer TV shows. Like, I want to be hooked, right? Like, I want to be engulfed in it. And I love the idea of having something to binge. And that's why I feel like I have just given up on going to a movie and then people being like, oh, like, yeah, it was all right. And then it's just like, that's not enough for me to drop half a bill on the movie going experience. Like, I don't care enough about the movie theater experience of getting popcorn and a soda just to go spend like $50 or $100 or whatever. And then it's just like an okay movie. It's like, dude, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
But I'm excited though.
I would rather, it's great. I'm rooting for it to be great.
Yeah.
I want people to come to me and be like, you have got to watch this. And then I'll be like, let's go. I'll be stoked. I don't think that is what's going to happen, but that's what I would prefer to happen for sure. All right, let's get into our countdown. I'll kick things off. My number 10 is sort of a... You just have to, not necessarily thrilled about it. That's why it's number 10, which is Ganthet. Okay. And I kind of cheated here and put Ganthet and Guardian because the figure that I'm picking is the DC Direct 2-pack that has Ganthet and Guardian. It's basically a duplicate of, it's not the same character, but it's basically the same character. If you know anything about the Green Lantern story, you got to have the Guardians in there.
That's true.
They're part of everything.
Yeah.
Right?
I personally did not even think about that.
They're part of everything. When the Mattel, I'm going to bring up the Mattel figures constantly, by the way, the upcoming ones. When those start rolling out and I'm putting together Green Lantern cores, Ganthet or Guardian or the Guardians have to be part of it. So
that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's why I started there at number 10.
Okay, my number 10 is going to be Arcus Chummock.
Deep cuts, dude. What?
So if you look him up,
bro, how do you spell? Do you have to have your tongue cut off to spell that?
Yeah, that's so. Before we go any further. There's a lot of Green Lanterns. There's like hundreds of thousands of them, right? And it's like, I don't really need like the way super obscure ones. So, but this guy he just reminds me of, I think he's in an episode of Justice League Unlimited, I believe.
Oh, it's the dude with the Abraham Lincoln beard.
Yeah, he's like a Wolfman kind of.
Oh, yeah,
like,
okay, he's like a Wolfman.
So I'm going with the DC Direct Series 4, which I believe is like early 2000s, 2005, 2006.
Okay.
Looks good to me.
Nice. I like that. Okay, my number 9 is Black Hand.
Oh, good idea.
The Blackest Night is like one of the sickest, like, dark DC stories that I've read anyways. I love it so much. Black Hand, as an illustration in a comic book, looks terrifying and cool and, like, horror and awesome. The figures don't. The figures look like a guy. So I went with the DC Direct Blackest Night Series 4 Black Hand. It's like from the Blackest Night line from DC Direct.
Yeah.
It's at number 9 because, like I said, I don't love the figure. Like, hopefully Mattel can do a far better job than this. But if they do get one that actually looks like it's pulled from the pages, they'll have my money for sure.
All right, my number 9, this is kind of funny, but I'm just going to do it because it's canon, but Batman as Green Lantern. Like, all right. It's a sick-looking figure.
I can't believe I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's also DC Direct Series 3, but I don't know. I think if I just had that when I was younger, I'd be, like, super fired up on it.
Do you know when that happened?
I don't have...
Because he was a White Lantern, too, right?
I think there was, like, White Lantern. He's been yellow.
And Blackest, whatever they call it, Corrupted. Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, definitely yellow.
Yeah.
His fear is his whole thing.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a cool looking figure. I think it was an Elseworlds story initially, I believe, because I see the cover art in my mind. But yeah, it was like, may as well go for that one.
Dope. Do you remember, my number 8, do you remember like 2012, 2013 in the comics, they did this year-long thing where instead of annuals, they replaced everybody's annual with a villain issue. Yeah. And that villain issue had a holographic cover. Mm-hmm. The Larafleeze one was so good, dude. And Larafleeze is such a fun, like, he's like the Smeagol of the Green Lanterns. If you guys don't know, he's the Orange Lantern, and he's the only one because he killed the rest of them because orange is greed. Yeah. And he kind of looks like my dog. So I like Larafleeze a lot. And I'm going with the DC Universe Signature Collection Larafleeze, which is like a really cool presentation in the box too. It kind of looks like Universe Classics, but it's like the same font, but it says Signature Collection. And having like the orange background and the orange and black figure just looks cool. I don't know that it would be considered vintage yet, but you know, it's not modern. Yeah. So it's a cool vintage look to me.
Yeah, that works. All right, my number 8 is going to be Abin Sur.
Good call. Didn't even think of him.
Yeah. I was, I feel like he's the unsung hero. He was he was the person to
pass the torch.
So I'm going with the DC Universe Classics 2-pack that comes with Hal Jordan, which is a great idea.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, you got to have that. Wait, which figure is it?
It's Abin Sur.
You DCUC?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, my number 7. I'm kind of torn on this. I've got 2 options. I'm going with Atrocitus.
Okay.
Of the Red Lanterns. Man, just a dope, scary character design. Great character to play with on Injustice.
Yeah.
Injustice 2, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Red and vomiting blood
Sick.
basically at all times. But I'm not sure if I want to go with the Mattel DC Universe Signature Collection or the 2-pack McFarlane that basically just came out. I think honestly because he's big, and most of the reason why I don't choose McFarlanes is not because they're bad. Sometimes they're bad, but they're not always bad. Is the scale. And I think I'm going to go with the McFarlane, honestly. The Red Lantern 2-pack, which I don't think is even out yet.
Yeah.
I don't think it's been released yet.
Maybe not. Maybe it is.
It's Atrocitus and Red Lantern.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to go with that one just because it's enormous.
I think if I was playing with toys, I would go with that one.
Yeah.
Because I would want him to be huge.
Yeah, bigger is scarier.
And if it's like a DC Universe Classics versus a McFarlane, it's like the scale 5-inch versus 7-inch or 8-inch or 10-inch, whatever he is.
David and Goliath vibes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so my number 7 is Sinestro. Going with the DC Direct, I believe it's Series 5, maybe? Series 4 or 5. But it's 2006, and it's just a regular actual Green Lantern, so it's not the yellow version of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're going with the...
Yeah, I don't know. I just was looking, because there's the blue and black, the really classic, Super Friends version of him or whatever.
That's not a Lantern Sinestro.
Yeah, this is just
at least in the Jeff Johns version, I think that's just what he looked like in back in the day.
Right. So I don't know. I just was I'm going to go with that version of him because I actually just like the way that one looked a little bit more than the others.
Nice. Okay, my number 6, Kyle Rayner. Rainier. I've never known how to say his name.
Rayner.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going with Kyle Rayner, and I'm using the DC Multiverse. The Lobo Wave one. So he's in his very specific race car suit, the one with the black stripe that's off to the side, and the green mask. So he's a Green Lantern here. He's not a White Lantern. He just has such a unique look inside of the Green Lanterns. You know what I mean? He looks like he's on the Green Lantern MotoGP team, which I'm sure had to have been part of the character design. Was let's pull from other things that look dope. Not honestly, because he's number 6, not honestly one of my, a lot of people are just that's their guy.
Yeah.
He just is important, so he's higher up on the list, but I don't super care about him that much.
Yeah, he was a in the 90s, the Grant Morrison run, I think was all Kyle Rayner, I believe so. All right, my number 6 is Tomar Ray.
Another one I didn't even think about.
Yeah, for those, it's the birdfish looking one.
Yeah, he's a birdfish for sure.
So DC Direct, this is actually the OG DC Direct from 2000, 2002 range, where articulation is pretty bad. There's no hip joint, they don't move, their knees bend. They can kick backwards or forwards, and then
they can do a big boot, and that's it.
Yeah, but you know what though? What I love so much about that line in particular is not for all the characters. Some of them were just really bonkers, but they're just hey, this is what the character looks like in the comics. What if we made a toy that looks just like that?
Yeah.
Whereas now I feel it's just one thing is always off or whatever. I don't know what it is, but that one just looks like it's straight pulled out of the pages.
Love it. Okay, my number 5 is Guy Gardner. Wasn't a big Guy Gardner fan initially, but I've just read and seen more stuff with him where I just started liking him more and more.
Yeah.
And I feel he's currently going from cult classic underground character into mainstream. More people are finding out about how dope Guy Gardner is. He's got the chili bowl haircut, you know what I mean? Which
A wild concept.
and I'm going with this has to be high on your hit list. The 75-year anniversary DC 5-pack.
5-pack, yeah.
The 5-pack, dude. The Guy Gardner in that 5-pack is so dope.
Yeah, that's perfect. I'm pretty sure I'll get there, but I saw that last time I was at Dallas Vintage Toys.
The whole 5-pack?
The whole 5-pack.
How much was it?
This is where it gets crazy. It was like $80.
What? Mm-hmm. Dude, you have to have that.
I literally was like holding that. I think I even took a photo and was going to send it to you. But I was holding it and I was like, man, for some reason it still feels like one item because it's just one box. But
you're going to open it too, though.
I would open it.
That's
absolutely.
why it doesn't feel right to you.
But I was like, dude, $80? I was like, man, that like, I think if I would have...
And you have expressed to me that you don't feel like your DCUC shelf is like full enough. That's a good way to...
That is a good way to bump it up, yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, now that I know
what are you doing right now? Or let's go to Dallas.
Seriously.
Dang.
All right, so my next one is going to be number 5. I'm going Kilowog. And honestly, like, there's a lot of really good... I mean, McFarlane is not the one I chose, but it's good enough. Same concept, like if I was playing with toys and I had that along with like a 5-inch Green Lantern, and it's just like this massive pig hog alien thing, I'm like, I'm cool with it. But to keep it in line with my collection, DC Universe Classics works just fine for me.
Which one is that? Did they only do one?
I think they only did one.
Okay.
Unless it's in that 5-pack.
I don't think he's in the 5-pack.
Let's see.
So he must be elsewhere. Let me look at this 5-pack real quick.
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, he's not in the 5-pack. It's Tomar Ray, Sinestro, Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and Guy Gardner in the 5-pack, so it must be the standalone one.
He actually... Wait a minute. He might be like a Build-A-Figure wave. Or no. Nah, he comes by himself. God, he looks so perfect. That's so sick.
All right, my number 4 is Sinestro. And I'm actually going with the Sinestro Core DCUC Wave 20, which was all Sinestro Core, I believe. Mm-hmm. Because that look in that yellow suit is like... Maybe it's from reading this whole saga, the Jeff Johns saga. Maybe it's from playing Injustice. There's something about the way he looks and acts in that yellow suit with his pink face that shouldn't be intimidating, but is.
Yeah.
He comes off like Space Hitler. Like
True.
He's an awesome villain that's really underutilized in visual media.
True.
Like cartoons, movies, all that kind of stuff. The Ryan Reynolds movie is a fucking atrocity. But yeah, like I'm a big Sinestro guy. I wish he got more time in the sun.
Well, I guess we're going to see on HBO.
He'll have to let me know.
Yeah. Number 4, I am going with a Guy Gardner. And
Nice.
I'm going with DC Universe Classics, which is most likely going to be the one from the 5-pack. So
Yeah, that's tough to beat.
yeah, I mean, there's like other ones where it's like that real, like, I mean, they got the Chili Bowl on lock, but I don't know, that one just looked good enough for me. I actually really like personally, I think his suit is like one of the cooler ones. Like if you just gave him a mask and a haircut.
He's another one where you're like, he's wearing he's got the 60s biker.
Yeah, he's got like bomber jacket with the turtleneck. Like, I don't know, there's something cool about it. And I do like that character because
I guess that's what it is. Like World War I pilot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's got like he's got the attitude. I think they did a good job with him in Superman. Basically just kind of
I love him
being because I feel like it's like when you have a character who's over cocky, he's just not afraid of whatever he's about to face.
One of the funniest moments at the end when Metamorphose with them and he's like, there's no way this hideous monster is joining our team.
Yeah.
And he's like, Justice Gang? That sounds cool. And he's like, you're in.
That's funny. Forgot about that. Yeah, and the Human Target, which was one of the most beautiful recent.
That's where I jumped on board.
Dude, amazing. Amazing. Like the best artwork probably ever. But there's like a scene where somebody is dressed up like Green Lantern and Hal is there because Hal's like, why are you talking to my girlfriend, man? And it's Ice. And then I guess in the book he's just like Hal, or Guy Gardner's like terrified by Hal.
Yeah.
Hal Jordan. And I'm just like, that is so sick. Like
Yeah.
he's just scared of him, even though he's so cocky, but he's scared of Hal.
Definitely seek out Human Target.
Yeah.
Okay, top 3 time. My number 3, Kilowog. Love him, dude. Like, the only bright spot of the entire Ryan Reynolds movie.
Yeah.
Absolutely every aspect of that movie is trash.
Wasn't it?
But Michael Clark Duncan as
Yeah.
Kilowog is absolute perfection. He's great in the CG cartoon. He's great in all the like direct-to-DVD cartoons. He's great throughout every bit of the comics. He's never had a down moment. His stock has never fallen. And just like Atrocitus, I want him honking. So I'm going with the not even released 2026 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive McFarlane Kilowog.
Yeah.
Because it's a big boy.
Yeah.
Like a big boy. You line these up and he's the biggest thing in the shelf.
That's sick.
Give me that.
I like it.
Give me that.
All right, my number 3, Kyle Rayner. I'm just going to go with the Green Lantern, the DC Direct Kyle Rayner. His suit is a little bit different than what it normally, I think, than the one that you were looking at. But yeah, I mean, I'm not like a massive Kyle Rayner fan. I do like his mask, even though it is kind of funky.
Yeah.
But it kind of looks like Ben 10. I never watched it, but like the alien kid.
You didn't. That. If you had cable, I feel like that would have been right in your wheelhouse.
See, I remember when it came out, and everybody, and again, this could have been the same story on repeat, where I didn't like Pokemon, but I also wasn't allowed to watch it, so it was like
easy to be like, I don't like
easy,
that.
easy to say that, and so like everybody was about Ben 10 at the time, and I was like, nah, I'm
don't
good.
like it. Yeah.
You ever heard of X-Man? But this is basically the suit. It's kind of got like a similar vibe. So again, not super great articulation, but honestly, just has the exact look that I think is the coolest from him. I'm pretty sure this is 2002 as well. So.
Nice. I have a feeling, because their names haven't been mentioned yet, that we have the same number 2 and the same number 1, but I'll be interested to see what order yours is in.
All right.
So my number 2 is John Stewart. Like I said before, my introduction to the Green Lanterns was through John Stewart on Justice League, the cartoon.
Yeah.
And I was fully under the impression that he was the Green Lantern and that there weren't other Green Lanterns. And he's just like a straight business military dude that I was like, yeah, there's not really a lot of like capes. You know, I know he's not wearing a cape, but I mean that as like a catch-all.
Yeah.
There's not capes that behave like that are like part of the team and are like militant like that. And so I loved him on that show. And when I found out later on, oh, this is a different thing than what I thought it was, he was still my guy for a long time. So I'm going with the DC Universe Classics Wave 11 John Stewart, which looks kind of... He doesn't really look like he looks in anything else. It's almost like original. Or like there was an actor or somebody that they based it off of or something like that. But it's a great looking, just John Stewart Green Lantern, has like all the effects and all that kind of stuff that are dope. So that's my John Stewart.
Perfect. My number 2, also John Stewart. I am going with, and this is like the only time I'll ever do this, which is pretty much never, but I'm going to go with the NECA John Stewart, which comes with the Green Lantern versus Predator 2-pack.
There's a John Stewart in that NECA?
John Stewart.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, look him up. It's
wild.
Like, man, because like there's something about those NECA figures. They almost look like OG Toy Biz.
Yeah.
Like real super articulated, real detailed. The paint app looks really like realistic in a way. And man, like it looks so good. So that is exactly what I'm going with that. Because I mean, honestly, from a toy, like playing with toy perspective, that one just looks so sick.
That's a great shout.
Yeah.
Yeah, because those NECA ones do have that like hyper-realistic kind of vibe. I didn't even know that. I didn't even think of the NECA ones. I already know where this is headed. My number 1 is obviously Hal Jordan, and I know there's probably people out there being like, oh, dude, basic bitch pick, because obviously it's Hal Jordan. But like I said, I didn't even know the dude existed. So he earned me appreciating him, right? Through Rebirth and the whole Blackest Night and Brightest Day stories. the cartoons that are like the DVD cartoons, like the Injustice games, the stuff that has come out since Jeff Johns took over, because I didn't know he even existed. So it's not a basic choice. I legitimately love the character, other than Ryan Reynolds. So the one that I went with is the DCUC Wave 3 Green Lantern, because it's just as classic gets. There's a lot of goofy looking versions of him and Parallax and all this kind of stuff, but I want white gloves, standard suit, like the just pitch perfect, and this is that for sure, is that Wave 3 DCUC.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree, because obviously my number one is going to be Hal Jordan. I would absolutely pick that, because I believe I already have that action figure, and I think it is perfect, because it's exactly what I was saying before about, they're like, hey, this is what the character looks like in the comics, let's just make a figure of that.
Yeah.
But I actually went with the same concept, the NECA versus Predator, because it's just like, there isn't a better... I mean, for the Batman, the Superman, and the Green Lantern, there are no better action figures on the market anywhere near what those look like. It's just like
you're like the lone voice in the darkness, or whatever, some phrase that makes sense.
Yeah.
About those, you introduced those to me, didn't even know they existed, and I've never heard anyone else talking about them.
Nobody really talks about them that much, which is so weird, which is kind of cool, because I'd rather gatekeep them, because that'll mean like the market might go down a little bit, but they're a little pricey. I don't care about the Predator or the aliens that they come with.
Send them my way.
Yeah, there you go.
Maybe we split them.
Ooh, that's not a bad idea.
Maybe we split them.
That is not a bad idea.
Because now I'm going to have some shelf space, bro.
That's true.
That's our top 10 Green Lanterns. Get at us at Mighty Champions and let us know how we did. All right, now it's time to get on to the news.
New at 11, buyer beware. A local family is outraged over a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles toy that they bought for their son. It says a variety of phrases, but the family believes one of them includes a swear word that starts with a B.
Things are still a little bit slow in the news department coming out of Comic-Con, but there's still plenty of stuff to talk about here. Coming up first, Uncle Todd. Did you see the Harley Quinn that they showed off?
Yeah.
Just DC Classic. They're saying it's just your standard Harley Quinn. She's got her mallet. She's got her clown Harley Quinn outfit on, like standard classic comic book. This could pass for Arkham. This could pass for comic book. This could pass for like a lot of things. I think it looks awesome.
Yeah.
And McFarlane doesn't often get the women right, but this was one where they probably had to really like take their time and get it right. It looks really, really good. The presentation of it is really cool too, with the TVs. Like on the post from McFarlane, it's a bunch of TVs that have like Joker paint, because they're never going to miss an opportunity to Jokerize something. But
correct.
Great job on Harley Quinn for sure. Jumping over into the wrestling space real quick. One of the wrestlers from my Mount Crapmore, Tommy Dreamer, is getting 2 unsanctioned figures from Ringside Collectibles, and these are TNA branded. So they're kind of having their cake and eating it too, where they're putting him in a very ECW look, but they're calling it TNA branded. Tommy Dreamer can fuck right off. So if you like him, go get this one. There's a bloody one and a regular one. I think he's the dirt worst, but that's just me. Did you see this? There's a company called Four Horsemen Studios, and they are bringing back Skeleton Warriors.
I've never heard of Skeleton Warriors, but I have been seeing...
Dude, we've talked about it on the show, and when we were talking about just like super obscure stuff.
Oh, maybe that's where I remember, because I was like, somehow, some way, it's like I've seen it before.
Yeah, we've talked about how it's like one of those things that you just saw and went, that's really cool, but I have no clue what it is. Skeleton Warriors is one of those things. So, Four Horsemen Studios is bringing it back. They're doing 4 characters to start off with. Aracuca.
Aracula?
No, there's not an L in there.
Wait, what were you looking at?
I'm looking on Toy Shiz.
Right there?
Okay, that one has an L. The post so Aracula sounds like it makes more sense.
Okay.
Bonsai, Claw, and Dr. Cyborn. So if you're into that, and I think I might have seen somewhere also that they're 4K restoring the cartoon.
Wow.
So If you're
$45. It's a little on the high end.
not if you're a huge Skeleton Warriors guy.
I guess.
Okay, jumping over to Mezco, and this is actually the last figure that I've got here in the news because it was a little bit slow. Did you see Dr. Fate? I missed it until I was trying to scrounge this up. But Mezco,
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
Mezco's got a Dr. Fate that looks exceptional.
It looks beautiful.
Like, oh my god, it looks good. And 1/12 scale, too. Oh, man. Like, all cloth goods and tons of little accessories and stuff, as Mezco always does. You know, like we're kind of a broken record. Never going to be worth what it costs to me.
Yeah.
But if you got the bags, go get it. 'Cause
Yep.
It looks sick. Any other figures that were you noticed that were on your radar before we get into what happened on Hake's auctions this week?
I mean, there's something just still tempting to me about the Robert Pattinson, the Batman McFarlane.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot more gray and it looks like a little bit more updated from when they initially released it. But that figure looks so sick. I almost just want to get it because I like the movie. The other one that's tempting too, which is the Ben Affleck Justice League Batman, which comes with the 3 heads.
Yeah.
God, it looks so sick. I don't know. I could see myself just wanting to play with that, but
I'm sure if you just stroll through a Target, it'll just be sitting there.
probably so.
All right, let's see what happened over at Hake's auctions this week. If you got stuff that you're looking to sell, that would be a good place to do it. And here's what happened in some of these auctions. They're not sponsoring the show, by the way. I just think it's really cool. But you know what? Send them a message. Tell them to sponsor us.
Right.
So there is a Supermen of America member ring. I don't know how you would have acquired this ring, but it's like a Superman fan club from 1940. And it just sold for $8,282. I would have thought something like that would go for more than that.
Wow.
From 1940. 40, the 1900s.
That's crazy.
There was a vinyl cape Jawa from the OG Star Wars. It's graded AFA at an 85. It just sold for $20,964. Kind of crazy that a Superman ring from 1940 went for 8 and a Jawa went for 20.
That's crazy.
That doesn't sound like it should be real life. There was a Power of the Force Anakin Skywalker graded at an 85 that also went for $20,964. Dude, the OG Star Wars graded, big business.
I mean, you always see it where a lot of the, like on YouTube, it's like biggest Star Wars collection ever.
Yeah.
And it's like some dude's like mansion basement.
Yeah, those guys take that seriously.
Yeah.
The 1982 G.I. Joe Cobra Missile Command Headquarters Sears exclusive Series 1 playset. AFA graded at a 75. Went for $14,672.
Crazy.
The way that it's graded too, it's got the figures like encased in the grading. Such a sick display. And I think that's a lot of what goes on here is the way that it looks as it's graded adds the value, not just that it's graded.
Right.
The Eternia playset, I think we might have mentioned that it was going up for auction a few weeks ago. It's AFA graded at an 80. It's in box complete, obviously, at an 80. $15,641 sold. 15 grand for an Eternia, dude.
Man.
And then there was a Dreadnought Air Assault from G.I. Joe, AFA graded at an 80 plus, $15,103. Dude, these like G.I. Joe vehicles in box, because the art on the box is so dope and it's so sought after. Absolutely crazy. And then lastly, a world record for Lion-O and Snarf from the OG Thundercats LJN release. It's a 14 back. It's graded at an 80 near mint. $9,423 for a Lion-O, which I would call obscure. I don't think that like the greater public knows what Star Wars and G.I. Joe are. They don't know what Thundercats are. And it still went for almost 10 grand.
I bet you, man, it's got to be a lot of like pro athletes or just like rich CEO kind of vibes. Like
So, a lot of people out there with money, dude.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the definitive version draw.
You WWF talking Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior! They're big enough to be talking tough! Holster rules, brother! Not in my kingdom, Hogan! Feel the power of Hulkamania! You WWF talking wrestlers are big, eat says six fighting phrases! Using the real voices of Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior! Listen! I am the Ultimate Warrior! I challenge you, Warrior! I accept the Ultimate Challenge! It'll be a great battle the way these guys are talking! You WWF talking wrestlers, they're big enough to be talking tough! Yeah!
So what the definitive version draw is, we've both come to the table with 5 characters that we think that the other guy knows about, cares about, important to them. Ideally, has a lot of different versions and looks of that character, and would be a challenge to narrow that down to just the one, and then have to spontaneously figure out what figure suits that one look, right? So with Green Lanterns, we did that research ahead of time.
Yeah.
Right now, I have no clue what you're about to tell me, and I've got to zero that in.
Yep.
Right? So should we go 1 for 1, or?
Let's do 1 for 1.
1 for 1? All right. I'm going to hit you first.
Okay.
Like I said, I kind of talked to you a little bit and was like, well, I kind of know with most things, if I was to put Godzilla on this list, because there's a million versions of Godzilla, we all know what you were going to do there, right?
Correct.
If I was to put, I don't know, like, I know you're going to lean towards Toy Biz, I know you're going to lean towards DCUC, that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But what we don't know is if you were to start with the version of them first, whether or not your preferred companies even made that. Right?
That's good, yeah.
So what we're starting with, and this should give you a selection headache, Wolverine.
Okay.
Right? Like, what is your preferred Wolverine look?
Man, that's challenging, because it's like, I'm cool with all of them.
Exactly. But let's say, magic spell, you can only have one.
You know what's interesting? My first thought process, like my first image that pops up in my brain of what that would look like, is from Toy Biz X-Men Classics Wolverine. So, not Marvel Legends.
The X-Men Classic. But what does that look like? What suit is that?
So it's the good lord, yellow and blue, just like the classic yellow.
It's the Jim Lee suit.
It is, but there's something different about the head and face sculpt that really looks like Wolverine to me.
What is it about it? Like, is it bigger hair, shorter hair, bigger mutton chops, sharp teeth?
There's no, like, it's, so, I'm going to pull them up really quick here. And I think the reason this one might actually hit so hard is because of seeing it one time in KB Toys and being mind blown by it. But bright yellow costume, the initial Toy Biz yellow from the Marvel Legends, the yellow and blue suit, is based off of, I can't remember which artist it's based off of.
Changed it to the yellow?
It's yellow, but he has like visible eyes. He doesn't have the white eyes.
Oh.
Which I love that Wolverine. I mean, that's the most classic one. The only other one that had like the which would be like the Astonishing and then the brown suit. But this one just perfectly captures Wolverine. The only thing is, I think it comes with something that like hooks up to his back that you like pull a trigger and he like does his claw.
It does the claw thing.
But from a look wise, I don't know, man. He just looks like Wolverine. It looks like the Wolverine you would have had on a lunchbox. It looks like the Wolverine that would have been on a book, on a shirt. Like the things that were marketing to you at the time, it looks like it would be there. And I mean, like, that's just, it doesn't even get any better than that.
Yeah, it's your standard Jim Lee.
It's your yeah. So, and surprisingly, I don't even have that one yet.
See, I thought you were going to have to really struggle with, like, karate gi, with, like, ninja look, with shirtless leather jacket. I thought there would be more contention for, like, just bloody battle damage with all that kind of stuff.
I think if this were 1999 or 2000, if this were 2000, I probably would go with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this. Like that movie just came on. The first X-Men movie just came on the other day.
Yeah.
And I saw the beginning introduction of him. Dude, the leather jacket look. It's so iconic.
Yeah.
So iconic. Street clothes Wolverine just in general is dope.
Exactly. So I mean, it's a little off the beaten path of what I normally what you would think I would choose, but
figure-wise, yes. Look-wise, not surprising, but yeah. All right, what do you got for me?
All right, first one I've got, I'm going to throw you a little bit of a bone here, but I don't know what it would be. So I'm going to have you tell me and the people who are listening, the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh God. That is rough, dude. That is rough. So you've got... let's see. We've got red, white, and blue from WrestleMania. SummerSlam, where he's got his American fit. There's just so many looks, like neon green, neon orange from WrestleMania 6. I actually am really partial to his 1996 comeback.
Okay.
Where he's a lot more tan. He's a little bit smaller, and his hair is flat, but he's wearing a lot of airbrush. He had a comic book that was coming out at the time, and so his look kind of reflected what was in the comic book. Not a good run. His matches were bad. His attitude was bad. His promos
Warrior.
were bad. Yes. But the look, the blue and orange and airbrush was really, really sick. Honestly, you couldn't have picked something more challenging, right? We've all seen the meme, I'm dressed like a little girl's bike. That look in that neon green is so dope. But I have an answer for you, and I own the figure.
Okay.
WrestleMania 6 is where I became cemented as a wrestling fan. The Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan, Toronto, WrestleMania 6, good guy versus good guy. It starts off with them as constellations doing battle. It's like a level of coolness that a little kid could not handle.
Yeah.
And he shows up for that match with the warrior thing painted on his chest. His hair looks like he's in a White Snake video. It's enormous. He's wearing neon orange trunks, boots, and frilly boots. The neon green, orange, yellow, and pink all together is one of the most iconic looks anyone has ever had. And he's one of those characters where I struggle with this with a lot of characters, which is kind of why I wanted to do this. If you line them all up and put a gun to my head, that would be the one that I would pick. But honestly, I'll accept almost every Ultimate Warrior look.
Yeah,
I love
sick.
virtually every Ultimate Warrior look. But that WrestleMania 6 orange is the reason why I own the Mattel Ultimate, and it is in my shelf because that's the one to me.
Perfect. That works.
Okay, next one for you. On the surface seems like a really simple thing, but when you really start thinking of the different variations, it actually is tougher than you might think. The Joker. Right? You got, I'm sure you love Heath Ledger. You've got your Neil Adams. You've got your there's a lot of different variations of the Joker, right? That the layman's might not notice. Different bow ties, different greens, different purples, different suits, different hair. The Arkham one, the book that's just called Joker, right? All that stuff.
Yeah, that is challenging because it's me versus me in that I am what do I love the Joker to be today in my head? Who would the Joker be? And then who was I introduced to when I was younger? And what would make the most sense between the two? And they probably would be two different answers. But honestly, I think I would have to go with the Mark Hamill Joker. Because that was the one that I was...
animated series?
The animated series, right?
Yeah,
and you got it on your wall right here.
Yeah.
Just the classic Joker. And honestly, I mean, that's just insanely memorable. And
dude, that's a great pick.
Yeah. And I feel because it's like the tried and true Joker, you know? I do think that the Heath Ledger is good. I wouldn't buy a figure of it because I just don't need it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not the definitive Joker. It's like a perfect take of a character. But even like the Joker that I have in my head of like, you know, when I was writing Batman fan fiction at my last job, it
Getting fired for it.
and getting fired for it. It was a, you know, like a different take on him. But to me, that's it. And I think again, that was 1992, but later.
So, but would you go with the Kenner or would you go with like the McFarlane Repo?
Nah, I'd go Kenner for
Okay.
sure. Yeah, because I'm thinking about that toy component because he would still match up well because obviously that was before my time, but he would still play well with the figures that were coming out when I was young, like the 2003, 2002, 2001 Mattel,
Still lines
Hasbro.
up,
Yep,
yeah.
exactly. All right, my next one for you. Is interesting because I don't know if we've ever actually talked about this, but Predator. Because you have, for people if you're just now tuning in, he's got like NECA and then Canada,
the Kenninator.
the Canada assassination.
Yeah, I've got the 90s Kenner ones, which are almost entirely fantasy.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're just the toys that they made up themselves. And then I've got the NECA ones. But if you notice, the NECA ones are only the first movie and the second movie.
Okay.
So there are so many different Predators, right? Because it's a whole planet. I can tell you what's last place, which would be Predator Badlands. Because fuck that movie. Get at me at Mighty Champions. Predator, my gateway to the Predators was the first movie, right?
Okay.
The first and the second movie. Like I kind of was introduced to those like bang bang.
Okay.
And I'm a big fan of the practical suit, the kind of simplicity of it. I do like other Predators, you know what I mean? I like the Wolf from AVP. I like some of the ones from like the movie Predators. I like, but generally when they're classic, the ones that go really, really far into the like, just some creator taking their own spin and it doesn't do anything for me. So it would probably be either just the Jungle Hunter or the City Hunter from the first movie or the second movie. I'm going to go with the Jungle Hunter just because I like his coloring a little bit more and like the classic kind of weapons. Although I do like the City Predators like staff and stuff. But I'm going Jungle Hunter. And so inside of that, really nobody has ever done a better job than NECA. I don't own it, but I would say probably just the NECA Ultimate Jungle Hunter, which is like still on the shelves absolutely everywhere, which is shocking to me.
That is crazy.
Because it's such an amazing figure of such an amazing character. My all-time favorite movie monster. Stan Winston creation, just unbelievably cool. If you've never seen Predator, which you have not, then go out of your way to watch it, which you should do.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, my next one for you, another seems simple up front, but is actually really challenging because I tried to put myself in your shoes and I was like, it's tough for me, so it's got to be tough for you. Batman.
That's tough. That's really hard. Man, that's crazy.
What do you not like what they do when they do like Batman suits? Like, narrow it down.
I think anything based off of like modern suits, I think it stops like or starts where I don't really care about it at New 52, where they took away the trunks.
Yeah. So it's got to have trunks.
Yeah, for sure.
Blue or black.
Man, see, that's what's so hard about it. So it's tough. It's tough because there's so like the yellow insignia and then the big black one.
Uh-huh.
But honestly, though, I think I would go with the new Batman Adventures.
Really?
New Batman Adventures, because I saw that first. Obviously, it was 1998 when that was.
That was your
coming out.
introduction to Batman.
That was my introduction to like Batman and the animated series and all this stuff.
So-
I obviously knew about Batman.
So gray bodysuit, black cowl, huge logo.
Huge logo
In
yep.
that body proportions? Mm-hmm. Interesting. I
Yeah.
did not think that that's where you would go.
Because I love. I don't know. I mean, like it competes with itself because It's funny. I taste Pizza Hut in my mouth when I'm looking at this toy because
Dude, I can get down on some pizza today.
Exactly, because it's like something that is surrounding that whole time frame of just like seeing the Batman logo and all of the things associated with
I didn't
Batman.
realize that was your introduction to Batman. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, Batman's just going to be there. You're going to see it everywhere.
There's certain things in American culture that I've made the joke, you're simply born knowing.
Yeah.
You're born knowing what Superman's origin story is. You're born understanding what Batman is.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild to me that was your introduction.
I mean,
so,
I would go with the classic one, which I think might be Hasbro, which is like the little 3-inch figure. But like I said, I've told the story before where I was watching the new Batman Adventures, and it was the episode where the guy has like mutated farm animals.
Yeah.
And at one point, there's giant praying mantis that are like coming around like the corn feeders. And my dad got home, and my dad just takes one look at it and he said, "You know, Christian, I'm not so sure you should be watching this." And I didn't say anything. I treated him like he was a T-Rex. Where I'm like, if I don't move, he can't see me. Yeah, let me see here. I'm just trying to figure out which one.
Yeah, is it Hasbro or Mattel? For the like white eye or like the blue eyes Bruce Wayne and like that version of it.
I mean,
you could get him out of any of those 5-packs.
Yeah, literally any of them. Because I'm looking at one right now from Hasbro, and it's a 2-pack with Batman and Robin. And it's hilarious because it's not the Tim Drake Robin. But it has the Tim Drake on the photo.
That was like we talked about in that episode. Things got real wacky with the toys around that time period.
I mean, legitimately, like if you just gave me, because I'm like touching on the Joker before, if you gave me this 2-pack, it captures it perfectly.
Yeah,
right there. Which is like it's a Hasbro Batman versus the Joker 2-pack.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
Perfect.
Love it.
All right, so my next one for you. One we don't really talk about very much in here, which is interesting. Not that either of us are like diehards, but I feel like we don't show him enough love. Iron Man.
Yeah, we don't talk about Iron Man enough. You're right about that. I love the MCU Iron Man is my favorite fictional character, period.
Wow.
Like Tony Stark's story arc from beginning to end is my favorite thing that has ever been put into movies.
You've never said that before. I did not know that.
The MCU itself is incredibly important to me, and he's the most important character in that time period.
Crazy.
From Iron Man to Endgame is like my favorite fiction.
Wow.
Book, movie, comic, I don't care. Right? That's my shit. I don't really care that much about the comics. Like I've tried to sit down and read them. It just doesn't. It's not the same. It's not as fun.
Yeah.
There hasn't really been a good cartoon, like a legitimately good cartoon. There's a million action figures.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes is pretty sick.
Earth's Mightiest Heroes is sick. Yeah, but
the intro is amazing from the
Iron
90s
Man,
one.
But I love Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And what was the other one? Just the Avengers?
I think it was the Avengers. I didn't really watch that one too much.
They're both pretty good.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would say it's an MCU figure, which if you guys will listen to the show, we do not dig MCU figures. But I don't love any version of Iron Man as much as I love the Mark III, right? Just the movie, red and gold. It's on the shelf right now, peg warming its ass off.
Wow, yeah.
And that would be my definitive Iron Man, because that is where it all started for me, and that's where it never looked any better than it did right then. I love that hulking, brute tank version of Iron Man. Like the more narrow and streamlined it gets, it makes narrative sense, but it aesthetically gets worse. In my opinion.
So whenever the movie dropped, 2008, Hasbro, right, had the rights to Marvel, so they were making the figures. You know, I talk about how I didn't really dabble in the time of Hasbro, the dark ages, if you will, but only a little bit. And when the movie came out, I wanted the action figures bad. And a buddy of mine, we were like, dude, we gotta get them. We gotta get the Iron Man figure. And it was like that one, and I think maybe War Machine or something like that. We gotta get them. We were freshmen in high school. And my buddy is, but at the time, just a stud. Dude would just walk into a room and every girl would look his way and I would say hi and then security would escort me out the building. But it was basically, dude, he any girl he would ever want ever. And he brought it up in front of the huzz one time. And I was like, and they were like, oh my God. Like, well, we want those too. We want them too. And I remember specifically they liked this dude so much that they bought those action figures themselves.
Man, imagine having it like that.
It's crazy. That's crazy. And I didn't have a job at the time, right? I'm a freshman in high school or whatever. My sister buys them for me, and I'm like, I'll pay you back. Still never paid her back, but she bought them for me.
Okay, so that's $40 to your dad, and that's $20 to your sister.
$8.99 maybe at the time. But that was my memory of that. The other memory that I have was that I brought them to Tulsa, Oklahoma with us one time.
What the? Wait, what? What were you doing in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
It was like a church event. Okay. And then on the way home, God was like, here's a biblical event for you. And in Fort Worth, Texas, the car that we were driving, the gasket blew, like while we were driving. Like I saw water spew from the hood. And my dad had to like pull off the road and was driving through like ongoing construction. And the guys were like yelling at us, but my dad was trying to get off the road.
Crazy. How old are you?
I'm like 14.
Okay.
And they're like cussing, yelling and whatever. And my dad's just trying to get off the road. We end up finding in like some small town. I should ask him where it's at because it was like outside of Fort Worth. Some small town that only existed for that day. We pull into this parking lot and then we get out and my dad's like, yeah, something's wrong with it. And they're like, oh yeah, that's not good, man. Well, yeah, it's going to have to be here overnight. And we're like, well, we don't have anything. What are we supposed to do? And so we just hung out there for a little while. And I remember just playing with the Iron Man. And I was just like, well, I guess I'll just play out over here.
Trauma attached to it.
And my dad was like, well, we got somebody to come pick us up. So, I mean, is it okay if we leave it here? And the dude had his shirt up, scratching his beer belly with his shirt hanging out. And he goes, you see them dogs over there? And we everybody just turns and looks at these dogs that are just like outside with flies flying around them. And he was like, them dogs go exorcist at night. It's going to be fine. And my dad was like, okay.
What does that mean?
I don't even know. I don't know. So it's my mom, my dad, and then me and my two sisters. And then somebody comes to pick us up in a Ford Ranger, which is
a two-seater.
So my sisters and I rode in the back of the truck through Fort Worth, Texas, all the way to Temple, Texas.
That's a long way.
And I look back at my life and I'm like, wow, God hated you. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But anyway, all right. Iron Man.
Yeah, so anyways, I choose the MCU one. All right, I picked this one, honestly, because of curiosity.
Okay.
Because, like, I don't same as kind of what you were just saying. I don't actually know what your opinion is. But a lot of different looks and probably a little bit of a selection headache for Aquaman.
Ooh, okay. That's a tough one. I mean, Aquaman is, you know what? I have an answer right away. That one right there.
The 12-inch?
Yeah, I think it's like a 10-inch Justice League Unlimited Aquaman. I think that is by far the most perfect way to do that character, where he's not wearing, like the orange like scale long sleeve. He's got like, he looks like a prince where he looks like he would get his nails done. And It's like, I don't know if I see that as being like the king of Atlantis, but if you have a guy that's just like battle ravaged, his hand is a harpoon, like to me that's way more hardcore. I see that guy showing up on the back of a giant crab to go to war with the surface people, not the other dude. I think the other one is fine because it's classic, like I have that figure, but I definitely think that late 90s version where he's just like hardcore, that's it, man. So
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
I like a lot of different versions of Aquaman. I like the dumb version. I like the Jason Momoa movie. It is a terrible movie, and I love it, dude. But I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah.
Like the incredibly jacked pirate king with a harpoon hand.
Dude, you think about this. Imagine if there was an animated series that was like halfway adult animation that was Aquaman, where each episode...
Bro, we need to email Bruce Timm.
That's what I'm saying.
Do a standalone Aquaman show about that Aquaman. I am in.
Which is his Aquaman, because they used it in...
Bruce Timm and Jeff Johns need to get together and make that happen.
Man, each episode you got against warring factions of...
Fish people,
the surface world, giant monsters that don't belong to the sea.
The deep.
You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. So that was, to me, that feels like it's easy. Like it just happened to be right there. So.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. I had a feeling that's where you might go, but I wasn't sure.
So this next one is simply because it's a little bit different, but it was my favorite version of this character, or my favorite of the four. Michelangelo.
Okay.
From the Turtles.
Okay.
I loved the color yellow, and that was the closest to yellow because it was orange.
Michelangelo was my favorite when I was a kid, because every kid's favorite was Michelangelo, because he was a party dude, right? And he was like, I grew up in California in the 90s. Everybody talked like that. Like, everybody, right? He was the pizza dude. He was like, pizza dude's got 30 seconds. Like,
oh, true.
He was my guy when I was a kid. I had a turtle. It had orange spots on the sides of its head. His name was Michelangelo.
Crazy.
My dad said that he stank and he had to live outside, and he froze to death.
Oh, God.
Yeah, brutal. Absolutely brutal. Had rabbits, too, that went to live on a farm. So obviously the cartoon, the 80s cartoon, is my intro to Ninja Turtles. And then the movie comes along, so you have another iconic version of the Turtles, and Michelangelo is still my favorite at the time. Then you have the 2003 cartoon where they totally redesigned them, but it's for me still. It's just a better, more violent, better artwork. It's like comic book artwork come to life in the 2003 one. But by that time, I'm a Raphael guy.
Whoa.
I have identified that I have rage issues.
Yeah, you're way more Raphael.
And that I'm prone to violence, and that I fly off the handle.
And he's occasionally got a New York accent.
So by that time, Raphael is my guy. So anything past that is not my Michelangelo, even though I love all four Turtles, right?
Yeah.
I love all four Turtles in basically every form that they've ever been in, except for the stage production in the third movie. So it's really between the OG cartoon and the movie.
Okay.
Oh, God, why'd you do this to me? Gun to my head, I'm going with the movie.
I was going to say, the movie feels like it's more you.
Yeah, the gun to my head, I'm going with the movie. If I only get one, it's just that's such an amazing movie still. It's such an iconic look. It feels tangible. So I'm going to go with the NECA Ultimate that I have right here behind me.
Perfect.
He's got I have the one from the second movie, because I was a Lucy and I didn't know, but he's got the spinning nunchuck on the tip of his finger. Incredible stuff. I would actually prefer the one from the first movie, because there is little minor differences in the eyes and stuff like that, but that's nitpicking. Wow. Okay, my last one for you. And I chose this because I want to hear you incriminate yourself.
Oh, God.
Which Green Ranger?
Which Green Ranger?
Yeah.
This is easy. You listened to the last episode, Lost Galaxy.
I knew it, dude.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to choose something that wasn't Mighty Morphin. And they're going to come for you with pitchforks.
Because let me tell you this. The second episode ever, we talked about Power Rangers. I had the dream where my toy box had a Power Rangers, because I kept digging and I found one at the bottom. Woke up the next day, went and looked in there, nothing. Found out dreams were a scam. Then you need to save that line. Dreams were a scam?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. But watched Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, and was doing front flips off the couch afterwards and during. So those were my Power Rangers. It wasn't until later that the Green Ranger showed up. I was like, people were talking about the Green Ranger, and they were like, Tommy. I was like, but I thought, right? It was Tommy?
Yeah.
And I was like, but I thought Tommy was the White Ranger. Like, this whole time I'm having this battle, and then I just put 2 and 2 together. I just never watched this series, so I didn't know who the Green Ranger was. But to reference last week's episode, which my court date is coming up soon, I had taken some cash from my father at a very young age, which I think we said I was like 7. I think it was 6 or 7 at the time. And then, bought a green Lost Galaxy Ranger and a red one. But that Lost Galaxy Green Ranger, I have like my watch list on eBay. I have like 7 of them in there because they're like $15.36, $4.36 with like $9 shipping. And so it's kind of like weird because I'm like, man, and I want to buy it. Like, I don't really care whether it's loose or not. I just want the figure. But the ones that are like really cheap are all like super played with, the face all scratched up. I also like the idea of finding it in person at one point. So it's kind of why I've hesitated. But man,
that one has to have a story, I think.
Yep.
I think that's my Terminator 2.
Ooh, that's good. I like that.
You can't reacquire it without a story.
Beautiful. I like
eBay doesn't ever have a story.
It's not going to do it for me.
Yeah.
Okay. So this one might be a little bit challenging for you because of the last one. This one was tough because it was like, dude, this is definitive. It defines so much of you as a character yourself, to the people listening, as a person, the choices you've made in your life, the directions, the path that you chose. So for number 5, I'm going with James Bond Jr.
Bro, I don't know any different versions. There's the one version.
Which is what? Tell us about it, John.
What the hell? Yeah. Oh, let me count down all the different James Bond Juniors. Oh my God. So if you haven't heard about this, if you're newer to the show, or if you missed the episode where it came up, or the many episodes where it's come up, probably. I was when I was a kid, you just watched what was on. Like, you didn't really, there wasn't more than one cartoon on at any given time when I was a kid. There was only 13 channels total for a really long time when I was a kid. Then cable came along later, and even then there was like, the Arthur channel or whatever crap you were watching, and then there was only something cool on one channel at a time, and so that's just what you watched. Yeah. There wasn't options like it is now. Or actually, now we're in the YouTube era where you just simply pick what you want to watch.
Exactly.
So James Bond Jr., when I was in, I want to say 3rd grade, I could be wrong about that, was what was on before school. And I was watching it, and it was on, so I liked it, right? And I knew James Bond was something that like adults liked, but I didn't really know what it was. I inferred it must be iconic in some way, or there wouldn't be a Junior about it, right? And I remember going to school and talking to Charlie Perkins and being like, bro, did you catch the newest James Bond Jr.? And he was like, what are you talking about? I was the only person watching it.
Amazing.
The only person. And he's just a dude. He's a 90s cool guy in a leather jacket, if I remember right. And it was about gadgets. It was just a show about gadgets and like sci-fi bad guys or whatever. So if I had to choose my definitive James Bond Jr. figure, I'd probably go with the one that exists. I don't even know who made them.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying.
I've never been inclined to like buy them or anything, so I haven't even ever.
Yeah, you never had the toy, right? Or like
this thing lasted for like a couple of weeks. And it went away as fast as it popped up, and it's just one of those things that's like interesting that I remember it. I don't remember it because it's interesting, if that makes any sense.
So it's Hasbro.
Okay.
And the standard James Bond JBJ.
as I like to call him.
Spring-fired, shoot from the hip feature.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah, he's dressed just like Jack Slater from Last Action Hero.
Oh, that's true.
Like jeans, red shirt, leather jacket, brown leather jacket. Like, yeah, I guess I would go with that one.
I mean,
you're not gonna see 7-inch reproductions on the shelves next week at Target of this.
Nah, you
ever.
won't.
Ever.
I mean, kind of cool though. Like,
it wasn't not cool at the time.
Yeah, it's very 90s. I'm looking at this photo where it's the whole line. I'm assuming maybe good guys, bad guys. There's like a Corvette or something that he drives, or a Ferrari or something.
Yeah, he's got a cool sports car.
Pretty 90s. I mean, it's like kind of definitive 90s. Even the box is like neon pink with. I mean, it looks like the 90s.
So what year does that come out?
Let's see. 91.
So in 91, I'm watching that, having never seen a James Bond movie in my life. In 95, I'm hanging out outside in the summertime with my frenemy next door neighbor, Gary. His mom comes home early from work and goes, "Do you guys want to go see the new James Bond movie?" And we're like, he's like, "What's that?" And I'm like, "Hell yes," because I've heard those words before.
Yeah.
And we went and saw GoldenEye.
Whoa.
Which was a mind-blowing experience. We saw GoldenEye and Toy Story that summer with his mom. And still the only good Pierce Brosnan James Bond movie.
Wow.
Yeah. Amazing video game, though, that you suck at.
Well, I was hustling, y'all.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah.
Get him next time. That is absolutely hilarious that you brought that up.
I almost was going to do an entire list like that. I just couldn't. I was like, I don't know any other funny tidbits, but
amazing.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for today. We're really happy that you guys decided to spend some time with us and make us a part of your day. Get at us at Mighty Champions. Go ahead and follow us over there. Review the show. You made it this far. You obviously like it if you're hearing me talk right now still. So hit us with the review on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And we will catch you guys in 1 week. Peace.